there's a message of the end that's being sent forth, and those that are sending the message of what the end is are actually living examples of the end. The end is within us. It's like contained within us. And there's those that continue to go on and preach the good news, and they don't know anything about the end, and I'm glad they're out there talking about it. Everybody's got a different mission. But this this end of ourselves is a struggle. I mean, it's like really carrying a cross. To come and talk here is not something that's done for worldly gain. I really don't want to do it anymore. I've said that before. I'm just being honest. But at the same time, it's all I have. Because it's what means most. I mean, God's divested me and everything to be at the point of like, I don't really care. I don't really have a life. I mean, Jesus came and he had no place to lay his head. Jesus came and he went on a cross and was sacrificed. And we are trying to send a message to people that don't want to hear, just like when he was on the cross. They don't want to hear about the end. I am too comfortable where I am. And I was one of those people too. Now there's no comfort here. I think when you can accept, when you start to yearn for death, a seed just came out of my pants because I went camping last night. When you long for it to be over with, I long for my life to be over with. I mean, that's really hard to say. But the reason why is because I'm sucked dry. I don't have anything else to give. I've given out everything that I can give of myself. And I don't have anything else to give. That's why the scripture says little strength. Little strength that we've kept to command to endure and persevere. I mean, endurance is what our God is. He's a God of endurance. And he's the one that keeps us going and keeps me talking. Because every day I want to please him, and I wake up saying, what would be your will? Not my will, but your will. Not my way, but Yahweh. Tell him how you feel. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to tell you what it's like to be broken down, tired, worn out, sucked dry. And the reason that we give this message is because we're supposed to until the end. And the thing is that we're all tired. That means that the message is almost over. We don't have anything left other than faith. And that's all we need, right? To come talk about this. But this message is about listening to what we have to say, because this world is about to come to an abrupt halt and change. It's going to flip. It's going to flip in an instant, and everything will be different, and it will be the most horrific time in human history. And now's the time to get on the rescue mission. We have to try to get out of here. We have to understand Jesus. We have to accept him. But it's not about going to people and saying, going up to someone on the street and saying, I have something for you, and thinking in my mind, I'm going to give them this because I want to be the example of Christ. It's going to give someone and saying, I'm going to give them something because that's what Christ would do, and then expecting nothing in return. And stopping right there and saying, that's the mission. If God leads, it'll happen. If he doesn't, it won't. When this video is made, if he leads, it'll happen. If it's not meant to be, I'm speaking for one person potentially. I'm speaking for none potentially. I don't know. I believe there's always one. I have to. But we don't always win big in this life. In fact, the walk with Christ is losing big all the time and still getting up and taking more. It's like a boxing match getting beat up, and I'm at the point where I'm angry and I want to stand up and I want to fight, and I'm saying, you know what, I'm tired of the injustice in this world. I'm tired of the establishment setting people against one another and dividing things across racial lines, hurting one another. We can't stand together. It's a spiritual battle. It's not about the skin color. The skin color comes from all of the spiritual persecution that's come from the past. And you can say, well, it's easy for you to say. Well, it is, because I've gone through it spiritually in this life, and I know the system doesn't work for my benefit. It doesn't work for anyone's benefit. oppress and oppressed people. If you have money, then the system works for you. That's what it boils down to. And who is kept down by the system? In history, who are the slaves? Go back and analyze it. Who are the ones that have been killed by the millions? And go back and analyze it. It's a spiritual situation. This is a spiritual situation. I'm coming here to tell you that there's an end that's about to come. I can feel it. I don't have any, I don't even, I'm so rent. I'm so beside myself with pain and lack of, I don't even have love to give anymore, except for the fact that I love Jesus and he wants me to speak, but I have nothing to give anybody. I'm starting to grow frustrated. And I think that's his spirit saying this, I have to cut it off soon. It's about to be cut off soon. Because we can't take it any much longer. And we endure because we want to help have people saved. That's why we endure. That's why he endured, for the joy that was set before him to be at the table with us. And there could be one more. Hypocritical Christians, get outside of your box. There's people hurting. There's people that have lost everything that are your brothers and sisters. But you desire the comforts of the world. And when the trumpet blows, you're going to look back like Lot's wife. I know I won't. I don't even want to be here. I don't even want to live in this one day. And I'm admitting that to you. And it's not like I don't know if anybody gets this. It's not like you're saying, well, you're supposed to be joyful as a Christian and rejoice in persecution. I'm human. I can rejoice. Go look at videos. I rejoice. There's times I'm in mourning too. Everything is sucked out of me. I'm just a conduit, a vessel. This world's dark and it's difficult, and there is a eternal gift that's about to be given to. It's about to be time. I mean, it's like when you know your time's come. When Jesus knew his time came, he gave up the ghost. That's what I feel like. And I'm not Jesus. I'm just saying I feel like laying down, and there's no love in this world that man can have other than Jesus. He's everything. And there's nothing that satisfies but him. And you can have that. The only thing that satisfies me is knowing that he's coming. See, I know that that's about to happen. So that's what gives me joy and hope. And that sounds, to some people, are like, he's so messed up. Why would he want to leave? Why does he want to die? Why does he... I don't know. I can't explain it. I've tried my best. I'm never at a loss for words. It's because he told me he was coming soon, and I've longed for that day for over 6 years. And in the midst of it, I've made huge mistakes. I've been attacked. We're under such a struggle and an attack constantly to try to give these messages. You have no idea. And those that do, you have an idea. When we decided that we were going to follow Christ, we really had to pick up a cross and carry it. And we're looked at as the scum of humanity, and we're looked at as misfits, and rightly so in this world. Rightly so in this world. I accept my brokenness. There's only one thing that's ever given me the ability to speak forth the love of Christ, and that's him. And he uses mess-ups like me. He uses the ones that aren't on the big stage, because that's just the foolishness of God. It's wiser than man. I love you. I pray that you accept Jesus. I pray that all of us are encouraged. I know we're all tired. We have to keep on talking about Jesus and saying, hey, look, we don't have anything other than we're giving this to you. That's all we can do. We can't save the world. That's the realization. That's the realization. Everybody who loves Jesus wants to throw their arms around the world, and because we have that spirit in us too, because he saved the world. And we're trying to give the knowledge of the cure for everything that ails you, the cure for cancer, the cure for the worst disease imaginable. We've got it, and it's in Jesus. And when you know, my rapture dream, I gave out gold Reese's peanut butter cups and people threw them back at me. And it was this time of the year, I can only imagine, because that's when there's gold peanut butter cups. People didn't want that. They just wanted the world. The sweetness of the good news is eternal life, and my hope is not in this life. I don't have anything in this life, and I know that trying to go forth and build something here is futile. I just know. It's just not. He's keeping us going, but it's not to build some type of kingdom here. That's what's going to happen that he will do, but not. I'm not going to be building up anything other than living day by day. And I don't know what the future holds. I just know that the end of all things is here. That's all I can tell you. And the beginning of something new. Deliverance and destruction. Those two things. A war and a wedding. I love you all. Jesus bless.